After suffering his first ever opening round exit, Kyrie could become an unrestricted free agent this offseason. But he says, I don't plan on going anywhere. He also spoke of the team's struggles this year. Take a listen.
I think it was just really heavy emotionally this season. We all felt it. I felt like I was letting the team down at a point where I wasn't able to play. We were trying to exercise every option for me to play, but I never wanted to just be about me. And I think it became a distraction at times. And, as you see, we just had some drastic changes.
Interesting. Shannon, what do you make of Kyrie's comments?
Skip, does he not? I'm confused with Kyrie. He says, I don't want it to be about me. Yet I'm going to be the only guy on my team that's not vaccinated. Yeah. Therefore, it's only going to be about me. Skip, of course, when you play a team sport and you make a decision, there are repercussions that comes along with that decision that can impact your team. The decision that you made and you weren't going to be able to play, but road games. So therefore, the chemistry, the building, the gelling you were talking about the Celtics were able to do, you caused that. You could have been right there alongside beside KD and James Harden.
Yep.
Gelling just like the Celtics. But you chose to do what you did. And then you talk about, I felt like I let my team. The damn right you did.
Yep.
Because everybody else did because they say we're a team. And I might not agree with it, but we're trying to all for the common goal.
Yep.
I get it. Sometimes, championships are more important than others. But Kyrie's legacy, Kevin Durant's legacy is different than Kyrie's. It gets impacted differently than Kyrie's, Skip. LeBron's legacy is different than Kyrie's. The greater the player, the more his legacy is impacted by these losses and these wins. But I don't get what Kyrie is like. Well, it's a series of unfortunate. Yeah, it's limited snickets. That's my daughter that just graduated, Skip, from IU. I bought all of the limited snickets, a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah, it was.
And Kyrie set the chain of events in action. He did this. One action caused the snowball effect. Everything that transpired after that mandate that was in place, that if you did not have the vaccine, you could not play, you could not be playing in the Barclays Center. Well, that was it. That changed everything. That was the game, set, match. Then James Harden's looking around like, hold on, bro. Everybody's doing everything they possibly can. KD did it, I did it, everybody else did it. We're a team. So it's like, nah. So, Kyrie, you're absolutely right. But you know what we've seen, Skip? This is Kyrie throughout his career. He's been a very, very, very difficult player to manage. He would go weeks without speaking to teammates.
On LeBron's team in Cleveland.
In Cleveland.
Weeks. Yes.
He threw his young teammates under the bus in Boston.
He did.
These young guys have no idea what it takes to win a championship. Bro, you was one of those young guys, and it took a guy like LeBron coming back to help you how to win a championship. Something that, you know what, he took nothing from LeBron. The only thing that he took, I want that superstar treatment. That's the only thing that he took from LeBron James. I want superstar treatment. I want my homies, I want my dad, I want my family to have access to wherever I am, like LeBron James' crew does. Like Rich, like Randy,
no doubt.
That's what he took from LeBron. Yep. That's the only thing that he took. I just don't, with Kyrie, I would not want to be a Kyrie teammate. As great and as talented as he is, Skip, I would not want to be one of Kyrie Irving's teammates.
Better question, would you want Kyrie Irving on the team at all?
Not if I'm a teammate, no. No, because I can't trust him. I cannot trust him. I don't know. He might, you know what? He might come in and give me 60 points and then say, you know what? I need some time out, bro. I need 2 weeks. And deuces out. No, I can't trust him.
What do you always tell me about production tolerance? To me, from a distance, all of a sudden, Kyrie's tolerance level has fallen below production. If he hadn't had that 18-point outburst in the fourth quarter of Game 1, I'd really be saying I would be out on him. But the Nets are held hostage because He could be out on them.
Right.
This
'Cause he could
offseason.
opt out.
He could opt out. And yet, where do they go if they lose him for nothing? If they tell him, "See you later, we're not interested." How do you start? Where do you rebuild? Right. It's a game built on star power.
Right.
And you have two of the biggest stars in the game right now who completely underperformed, and they both in different ways sold you out.
Right.
They can't be trusted. Kyrie makes my head hurt when I try to analyze these quotes.
He does.
And I got to tell you, and I'll disqualify myself before I say this. You can call me old school or too old school or grumpy old man or whatever you want to call me, but I'm offended by Kyrie right after the game. He's hugging the Boston team. He was happy it was over. He seemed relieved it was over. Mm-hmm. He didn't lose a drop of sweat over this in the big picture about what just happened. He's going to get his money. He's got the ring. He's fine. Mm-hmm. He's just, what does he always say? There are far more things in life more important than just basketball. We just play basketball.
Right.
Well, that's how he treated that game last night.
Yeah.
He just played basketball.
But not when we're playing basketball. I understand there are more important things, but not when we're actually playing the game. There's not.
Okay, so he has the delusional audacity to say, "I felt like I was letting the team down." Well, duh. What do we say all year? Yes, you chose to let the team down.
Yes.
From jump, you chose it.
Yes.
Everybody else got vaccinated except you. There were a couple other players around the league, but on your team, you're the only one.
Yeah.
And it's, as you know, sports are about team unity, more maybe in football than basketball, but still, you got to have some togetherness, because you can see the green team last night. They are together.
Yes.
They really enjoy playing defense together.
Yes.
They enjoy winning together. They enjoy sharing the basketball together because they don't care who's going to score.
Right.
It's not like Jason Tatum has to get his, because he doesn't have to get his.
Right.
Well, so Kyrie says, "I felt like I was letting the team down." Yeah, and then he says, "We were trying to exercise every option for me to play."
There was no option.
There's nothing. It's either you do this or you don't.
Right.
Right?
You tried to do, in other words, what he says, we were trying to skirt the system. We were trying to find a way around it where, all of a sudden they do this and they do that because I am. No, you either get the jab and play, or you don't get the jab and you don't play. Those are your two options. That's it. A or B.
And then the capper, as you pointed out. But I never wanted it to just be about me. That's all you wanted. It was all about you from the start, because you want to be seen as a crusader, as he's a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, he's a martyr?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a martyr. He wants to die for the cause.
Yeah, because I want people that doesn't have the access like me to let.
No, you got paid.
Yeah, and those that didn't,
they lost their jobs.
They lost their jobs. They didn't get paid.
Okay, and I love the part about, I've told you before, there's a part of him that I really love, because I love that crusader in him. I'm going to be a groundbreaker. I'm going to do things nobody's ever done. Well, that's fine outside the confines of this, but this is about team. Right. And this is about sacrificing for team, and he wouldn't sacrifice at all because, and the other thing that offended me about his stance, and he did that long, remember that IG Live? And I kept waiting for the reason. I need the one reason. Right. Explain to me your issue with why. I know in the bigger picture, he said, I want to lead for these people. I want to stand up for these people who lost their job. I get that. But why exactly did you not want, as you say, to get the jab? What is your problem with the vaccine? Right. Because by all accounts, all the information at my fingertips, we need to get vaccinated. Right. And we all got vaccinated at birth for other things, as you pointed out, for various smallpox and polios and whatever else.
It was mandatory. You didn't have a choice.
Yes, you just did. We all did. We got vaccinated whether we liked it or not. Right. So explain to me exactly why you don't want to get vaccinated, and then I can say, oh, okay, I see where you're going with that.
To be different.
Yeah, well, I think
that's why he said the earth is flat.
Okay.
I'm going to be different.
Okay, so I don't want it to be about me. No, that's all you want. Yes. And it was all about you. And what rips me apart about this is he won because they sent him home. Mm-hmm. They did. It went to Joe Tsai, went to the top. Yeah. And the GM and the head coach, and they all got together and they said, you know what? And I think KD signed off on it by everything that I read. Of course. Send him home. We don't need a part-time player. Sorry. you're my friend, but you're not my teammate.
And then he saw it started to slip away. He said, yeah, well, bring him back.
Bring him back. And he won. And now, last night, he was just so flippantly sort of matter of fact when he was talking after the game. Yeah, I felt like I was letting the team down. No, you didn't. What are you talking about? I don't know. It's just so offensive. And then we go complete delusion at the end. And he goes into this. When I say I'm here with Kev, he says, I think that really entails us managing this franchise to get managing the franchise. So he's going beyond, we don't need a coach. He's actually saying we don't need a GM either. Right. For that matter, we really don't need an owner because we're future owners in this league.
Yeah, we're going to sit down with Joe and Sean and Kev and I and, the direction, chart the direction.
Yeah.
What?
We'll set the tone.
Kyrie, what you're asking, that's reserved for only maybe 5 guys. Giannis, a LeBron, a KD, probably a Luka, guys like that, a Nikola Jokic. Not you, Kyrie.
That is true. He is overestimating his value. And his bag is deep and his tricks, he's got all the tricks. He's got the Uncle Drew trick shots, right? But those don't translate into dominating basketball games at 6 feet. What do we give him? 2?
Yes.
6'2".